The summary of this House bill is titled Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, but in its efforts to mimic federal actions, the real title should read Racism, Sexism, Homophobia, Ableism, or otherwise anti-humanity.
A bill that would eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in the state agencies and higher education has made its way to the South Carolina State House. This week, lawmakers heard hours of public testimony. Our Lauren Lennon joining us in the studio this morning with the argument on both sides. Lauren?
Well, supporters for House Bill 3927 say not only is it expensive to fund these diversity, equity, and inclusion policies and programs, but they also don't believe they work. Others disagree, saying the bill is extremely vague and the idea of this bill actually passing is scary. Now, this is not the first effort we've seen from state lawmakers regarding DEI. A similar bill was introduced last year, but it did not make it anywhere in Senate. Now, I spoke with one Lowcountry lawmaker who sponsored the bill. He says this new bill casts a much wider net than just higher education and includes state agencies as well. But educators say this would have damaging impacts.
So this would say, hey, higher ed, you can't do this, and it kind of funnels that under CHE, the Commission on Higher Education, but also says all other state entities, so agencies, departments, all the way down to subdivisions, contractors, and such, can't have these diversity and equity and inclusion requirements as part of requirements to work there.
This bill is so broad that it's just saying that the very idea that you would even try to address these issues through training or through hiring practices or essentially any kind of systemic approach to a systemic problem would be effectively outlawed for public organizations, because we couldn't contract with anyone that did any of these things, and we couldn't do any of these things ourselves.
Representative Pace says this bill is in line with President Trump's agenda and added that with the Trump administration in the White House, there is a lot of momentum behind this local bill. Pace says he is pretty confident that this bill will make it out of committee and onto the House floor for debate.